of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 16. And it reads, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopeful elect who continue to push this true gospel throughout the whole entire earth, wherever they are scattered in these last days. Shabbat Shalom, Akim. Shabbat Shalom. So by the time you see this video, Lord willing, the Shabbat will be over with. But getting the Shabbat lesson in now, you know, while it's still sun up, and getting the work in while it's still daylight. Okay, remember the Bible says that. I think it's that is John the 9th chapter, the 4th verse. Okay. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Real quick, man. All right. This is John, the book of John, chapter 9. In verse 4, it says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Yep. The night cometh when no man can work. Pump these videos week in and week out, in season, out of season, uploading. All right. Camp videos. Brothers don't have a page. All right. You can go subscribe now. GMS Louisiana Saints, GMS New Orleans, GMS Baton Rouge. All right. Go subscribe now. Okay? We're still in the daytime. We're getting the work in while it's still day. And the day represents when you still have the luxury to do sit downs and go out on the highways and byways. The night coming. The night represents what? Darkness. And the darkness is synonymous with Esau's, the so-called white man's, new world order. And it will begin. It will begin with the famine of the word, Amos 8 and 11. It will begin with Amos 8 and 11, the famine of the word. One of the most thing that they talked about at the World Economic Forum was misinformation. That was the number one thing, along with the mark of the beast. The whole agenda of 2030. Yeah. The main thing was misinformation, to kill the internet. But this video will be on Russia's Satan II hypersonic missile, game-changing weapon or weapons, next generation weapons. Matter of fact, Putin said today, this Satan II is a next generation weapon that will make the enemies of Russia think twice about making threats. Let me say it again. Vladimir Putin said today, Russia's Satan II nuclear hypersonic missiles, plural, is a next generation weapon. And it will make the enemies of Moscow or Russia think twice. Think twice about making threats, let alone action. It'll make you think twice about making threats. Matter of fact, it'll put a zipper around that mouth. You don't even mention nothing about a war. And they're going to use these missiles on smaller countries, weaker nations like Ukraine. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. So I'm going to back it up with this. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. and garments rolled in blood. We've already seen that happen throughout the previous wars. Okay? But this coming war, World War III, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Remember, the Bible says 2 woes have already happened, and the 3rd woe cometh quickly. So the point I'm trying to make is Russia has a new hypersonic missile called the R-Shahnik, which holds 6 warheads per missile. Got the article right there. I can go get it. Got the article right there on the couch. The R-Shahnik missile has 6 warheads, and Vladimir Putin has stated that this particular missile is exactly like a meteorite that can reduce everything to dust. Remember, the Bible says that you people are going to be beaten to powder before the presence of the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua. What's the presence of the Lord? These missiles, warheads. So once again, I'm gonna keep reiterating this every time we go into these time we go into nuclear war, all right, or wars and rumors of wars, like Elder Apostle Ariamla did a video on it. Not missiles, warheads. Not missiles, warheads. They reduce everything to dust. Okay? Flushes you and everything around about it out of here, man. The elements. I say flush you and everything, the elements. You are an element. The people is an element. All right? So, let me get into this article that I have. All right? From MSN.com. It says Vladimir Putin's Satan II deadliest missile hailed as next generation warfare. And let me say this, because you're looking at, you see President Trump flying out there to Saudi Arabia. Now he's saying that later on at the end of the week, I'm gonna have a talk with the president of China to reduce this thing, these tariffs, to 0, allegedly. Okay? And you're looking at China and people looking at China as being the next great superpower over Babylon the Great America. Okay? Mega earthquake alert issued. All right? That's what he said on the news breakout. But yeah. Oh, let me say this too. The earth is going to quake from the Satan II, because Russia has the Satan 1, the Satan 2, like I said previously, the R-Shahnik missile. Okay? A repertoire of all other missiles, man. Russia has missiles that can do spins and backflips in the air, let alone reducing everything to dust. They have missiles that can cause a person to go blind, a person to hallucinate to where they think they're seeing something and it's actually not there. They have the capabilities to do that. Why? Because the Lord gave it to them. Let's prove that. The book of Isaiah, still in Isaiah. Isaiah, the 13th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, against America, and the allies as well. Israel, who they at war with right now, Ukraine. And what did Zelensky tell President Trump inside of the White House? We've been feeling it, meaning the pain and the torment, the sorrows, the mournings. They've been feeling it in Ukraine. Zelensky said, but soon you will feel it. Ooh. Zelensky says, soon you will feel it. Yes, you will. I'm reading it. And that word stir in this chapter goes into rouse up. As it says in Ezekiel 38 chapter, it's the same thing. When the Lord said, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, that's rousing them up, stirring them back, getting them to that Cold War spirit. Okay? You have presidents like Mikhail Gorbachev, Boris Yeltsin. It seems like Putin been in office for this decades because he's the right man for the job. Got the perfect guy in the office right here in Babylon the Great, Donald J. Trump, to get things cracking. The Lord gonna set the pieces in place to get shit cracking. The Lord got his men, the hope for the elect, beginning with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, on the highways and byways, are doing these epistles to get shit cracking via the word. Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, because I seen that last week. I told it to the brothers. I think it's like 6 or 7 states that are pushing for silver and gold. Louisiana is one of them. They shall not delight in it. I mean, they have no. I don't want that. All right. Russia wants blood. Remember, it's still in the minds of Russia that America took out them kids and everything with that bombing over there, man. See, you don't hear that about in the you don't hear that no more in the mainstream news. Just as well as you don't hear nothing about more of the assassination attempts on Donald J. Trump's life, quote unquote. So the mainstream media just wipes that shit completely off the web for you to see. But no, the prophet's not letting nothing ride, letting nothing slide. We remember those things. The Lord remembers. So when it says Ezekiel 38, the chapter, let me get that Ezekiel 38. I'm tired of quoting. If the Lord remembers it, he's going to put it in the minds of these Medes. Ezekiel 38 and verse, hold on, let me get it. Real quick, I want to pinpoint this. Let me see. Okay. All right, well, let's start here. Ezekiel 38 and verse 14. Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto God, thus saith the Lord power. In that day when my people of Israel dwell safely, shalt thou not know it? And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north ports, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding up on horses, and a great company, and a mighty army. And thou shalt come against my people of Israel, as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days which are in now, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me. And see, the Lord is using Russia to take down America. The Lord gonna usher them in too, to bring forth judgment upon the Russians. The Lord got everything in a trick bag. Esau, Edom, you got you being the smith to create these things, as I read previously in Isaiah the 54th chapter, to create to create this weapon for his indignation. For whose indignation? For the Lord's indignation. Okay? And that same weapon that you're using, all right, is going to be shot off from the four winds of the earth, from over here in the west to over there to all parts of the world. And then all parts of the world are going to shoot their weapons over here to the west, according to Revelation 17 and 16. The Lord has you in the trick bag to have you taken out of power via the nuclear weaponry, via the Shanique missile, via the Satan 1, via the Satan 2. Let me get that precept I want to get, man. Okay. Let me see. I can read Ezekiel 38 and verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, which is America. America is the land of unwalled villages. Why? Because you can go any and everywhere throughout America. Babylon the Great. Via bus, via taxi, via Uber, via train. It just easy access. A car. motorbike, a bike itself. You can go anywhere in America. It's easy access. It's unwalled. In matter of fact, to take it even higher, the missile defense system that America has is depleted. The Attorney General or the Military General of America has stated that. He a Jake. Well, I don't know if they changed it out or not, but last time I looked at it, he was a Jake. And he said we don't have, or especially with China, he said we don't have, the missiles, China is way far more advanced than us. We don't have the missile defense system to stop. America will be invaded, all right, on all levels, from military personnel to the UN troops, to the missiles, to the warheads. It says, it says, let me get it back. Yep. It says, Ezekiel 38 and verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, because America is what? A land of peace and safety. Okay? A land of being on chill mode. A land of relaxing. As it says in the book of Joel. I know I'm all over the place, but it's just the spirit rolling, man. It is what it is. If you don't like it, turn the channel. Don't watch the video. All right? I'm not, Jake not going to stop. As it says in the book of Joel, I think it's in Joel, Joel the second chapter. Get that real quick. All right? Real quick. Hold on. Hold tight. Put it all together. Right? I definitely want to go back to that let's get Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh, which is future prophecy, we're in the time right now, shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, a man of war, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. The same thing Malachi saw, the same thing Zechariah saw. Leave them neither root nor branch. Let's prove that. Zechariah chapter 12 in verse 14 and 12. Yep, 14 and 12. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Russia, you're one of them. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their tongues, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. That's why you call, it's something called eye sockets. A socket is nothing but what? A hole. And their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. It's the same thing Malachi saw. Leaving you neither root nor branch. All right? Tongues melted. Eyes consumed in the holes. Flesh burning while you stand upon your feet. All right? Get that back real quick. Okay. Joel chapter 2. Yep. And Joel chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, a fire devour before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. So while everything is just honky-dory out here, man, peace and safety, the weapons are getting ready to be shot off, man. Particularly over here to the west of what was known in secular history as the New World. Okay? Like Sarah Connor was on Terminator 2. while they out there pushing Edomites, pushing the kids on the swings. The day is coming that's going to burn like an oven, quickly. Behind them, the Garden of Eden, and behind the missiles of flame burneth, and everything is just laid waste. But back to what I was reiterating with Vladimir Putin. I'm going to get that back in Ezekiel real quick, Akim. All right, you can go get this. All right, you can check it out for yourself. Okay, see that? Vladimir Putin Satan II, deadliest missile hailed as next generation warfare. Russian President Vladimir Putin ignited fears of a potential World War III with the announcement that the world's most lethal nuclear missile was undergoing active testing 7 years ago. I'm going to save this article. 7 represents what? Completion. The Bible says in 11th chapter of Revelation, in the earthquake, which represents missiles, going back to that word earthquake again, in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. When this Satan II was let off, it will be slain of men 7,000. Everybody's dead except the remnant, the Lord's elect. Yet reactions have been varied since then. The RS-28 Sarmat missile, that's another one, better known as Satan II, was heralded as the pinnacle of next generation warfare technology when Putin addressed. So I was wrong. The Sarmat is exactly the Satan II. Wherefore, technology when Putin addressed the nation in 2018, boasting, why is he boasting? Because the Lord has stirred him up. Okay? The power is coming from above. When Robert Oppenheimer created this missile, he didn't give thanks to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He bragged upon himself. I'm become death. I'm the father of the atomic bomb. Putin doesn't know who. He's just doing his thing. Okay, Lord got him just doing his thing, man. Boasting unreviled capabilities. It's a brother shooting that text. What's that? It said it is said to be unmatched globally, with the power to deliver nuclear warheads to any location worldwide, posing a considerable threat to leading powers such as the U.S., the UK, and Europe. Russia wants smoke with everybody. Okay? They've been moving missiles to Belarus. All right, making threats to NATO. Okay? Read it again. It is said to be unmatched globally. No missile can stop this. Basically, who wants to compete with the Sarmat, which is the Satan II? It is said to be unmatched globally with the power to deliver nuclear warheads to any location worldwide, posing a considerable threat to leading powers such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Europe. Putin infamously declared this formidable addition to Russia's military inventory will cause other nations to think twice before challenging Russia. In stark contrast, which means like manner, the Pentagon swiftly countered by stressing that the missile does not pose a danger to the United States, which is fake news. They're not saying that here, but I'm telling you it's fake news. Or its allies. Matter of fact, I got videos and articles on my phone right now. Not this one, but the other one, the one I'm doing a video on now. That in the wink of Russia doing these test fires, or North Korea doing these test fires, or China doing these test fires, the United States have been letting off missiles. Hypersonic, that is. They're getting ready. Don't be fooled by the mainstream media. All nations, the Lord is mustering the battle. Let me get that back, man. Let me get that back to prove that. Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let them all men of war draw near. Let them come up to where? The valley of Jehoshaphat, the Saudi Arabia region. This is where it's going down. This is the main event. The fight card got many fights on it, but you got a main event. World War III is the main event. The war of all wars, the mother of all wars. Watching that a little sitcom, not sitcom, but a little segment on the movie Jarhead, and Jamie Foxx was in the movie, and he said Saddam Hussein has declared that the MOAB is upon us. What is the MOAB? Mother of all bombs. Well, the mother of all wars is upon us. Vladimir Putin has the mother of all, the father of bombs. As Oppenheimer said, I am the father of the atomic bomb. Yes. Close it out with this. Come on, I see. I'm going to hit you back when I finish. Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 and verse 10. Thus saith the Lord of power. I found it. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Like it's what I said earlier, how the Lord is just moving the pieces in place, putting who he wants to put in over, like he did Trump, like he did Vladimir Putin, keeping them there. Got the Ayatollah who's been over, Ayatollah Khamenei, man, been in office for in rulership for a long damn time, still there. Okay. Point is, if I got the right guy in office, put the right thought in his mind. Perfect. The perfect match. The right guy for the job, but the right mindset for him to think this evil thought, and he finna just let it all hang out. They got a video on YouTube where the panel was shown to Vladimir Putin for the Preston bomb, with all the telephones around him. The telephones were all black. Then he has a window space of a visual effect to see the mushroom cloud, as it says in Isaiah 34th chapter. Next generation weapons. Futuristic weapons. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and peace and blessing to the Lord's hopefully elect, who continue to push their truth. Abba Ball, Kwame Yashala, Shalom, Maki. Shalom.